Yep.
A pleasant good day to all. Good morning, Toronto. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Ritchie Rich from Radio Echelon. Cool breeze here. My name is Curtis Anthony. Welcome. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you. We're going to talk about your evolution, your vision, mission of your craft. Cool Breeze is here to chronicle the vibe and magnify your brilliance. And honor to have you on my show, Richard.
Nice to see you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My good friend, The Breeze.
Yes, sir. Take a few minutes to tell the fans, local to global, about your childhood and where you grew up.
Well, my name is Richard Adu, and I grew up in Nigeria, and it was from very, very humble beginnings, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, beautiful. Your earliest exploration with music, Richard?
Oh, this dates back over 40 years. Actually, I come from what you can consider a musical background. The family, everybody, I have 5 siblings, and I'm second to last. So growing up with all those older siblings exposed me to a lot of music. My older brothers and sisters were big time into music, and so I grew up always hearing, music.
Right.
So it became a natural part of my life.
Nice. Who, what, why inspired you to get into radio?
Well, as I evolved, like I said, I've been in music for over 40 years, been a DJ. Music has always been a part of my life. Even at school, I always participated in, the social activities of every institution that I ever went to.
Okay.
And so eventually, I had a business on Eglinton Avenue, and I met this nice, very handsome gentleman called Cool Breeze, and so the Breeze came into my business facilities, and I had a business that dealt with music and movies, and we just kept talking about music and about movies, and as I spoke to this gentleman, it became clear to me that he had a lot of passion for music.
Yes.
That's how it all started.
Yeah. What type of music do you play on your station?
I refer to it as adult contemporary. We play reggae, we play Afrobeats, of course, we play rhythm and blues, we play soul, and we play the good old funk.
Yes, so you're very diverse.
Very, very
I like
diverse,
that.
yes.
I like that. And
we actually also play country music,
I heard it.
Yes.
And Afrobeat.
And Afrobeat, of course.
And some pop and
pop here and there, So we were very, very, very diverse,
Right.
Is Radio Echelon is a kind of station that caters to a variety of audience all over the world,
Tell the fans some of your broadcasters that you have on your channel.
Oh, yes, we have some well-accomplished broadcasters. I will start from the soul lady in the station, Lady Funkalicious, very well-accomplished broadcaster. We have this magnificent show from Dayton, Ohio, the Dayton show.
Dayton scene.
The Dayton scene is unbelievable. They chronicle the history of funk music, They have a funk music museum. So it's an honor to showcase that depth of music on our station. And then we have funktologist Skip.
Yes.
Skip is an unbelievable guy who represents funk music to its core. You know, funk will give you the history of funk. You know, as he entertains the audience. And last but not least, you have the breeze, the cool breeze.
Oh, yes.
The cool breeze is the funk master. I refer to him as the funk master. You know.
Yes, sir.
So and we have some other artists. We have we just introduced a new young lady, Loveling Claire, who is doing a talk show.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
You know, she's talking about Sisters Talk, which is a show about women all over the world.
Need it.
Yes.
Need it.
So she's got some really cool thoughts that she's expressing out there. Yeah.
All right. How do you stay current with the latest trends and technologies in the radio industry?
Well, so whatever craft, whatever venture you are in, you want to make sure that you are constantly attending symposium, you are doing workshops, you are linking with the rest of the world, so that you are always a step ahead, or at least in tune with all the happenings of that's going on.
What is the critical piece of component in building a radio station?
Whoa!
Where do you start? Which piece?
Beautiful. There are so many. I'll say the first and foremost, the biggest will be passion. Passion is unbelievable, and then you get into the physical equipment, the studio equipment. If you want to put together a very viable studio, I would say that your mixer, you know, is the engine of your studio. It is indeed. Of course, your mixer is accompanied by a very robust microphone. You need studio monitors to understand the high fidelity of your music. And then, last but not least, another maybe the most important component as a radio proprietor, what is it that we are selling to the world?
Right.
Music.
Right.
Music.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very important.
Yes, sir. How do you ensure that the radio station is in compliance with FCC regulations? So,
well, that's a very, very important piece of the puzzle, which is that I know a lot of people want to dabble into radio, they want to do broadcasting.
Yes.
But compliance is very important. Licensing is a key fact, you know, because like I said, what is it that we're selling to the world? Music.
Right.
So the music that we play has to be licensed. So in Canada, there is a body that regulates this. It's called SOCAN.
Yes.
So we are registered and affiliated with SOCAN, and you have to be licensed in order to operate a radio station.
Right. How do you develop and maintain relationships with advertisers and sponsors?
Well, so our product is linked directly to our listeners, and so we have to maintain a very cordial relationship with our advertisers. You know, listenership is the thing that drives radio. You know, so we propagate our music and our thoughts and news and all this to the airwaves, and so we have to be very mindful that what we are playing, what we are saying, what we are pushing out from our station is in tune with what the advertisers are comfortable with.
Excellent. Yes. How do you handle the budget for a radio station?
Well, that's very interesting. There are so many aspects of this. You have the fixed expenditures, you have the rotating, you have the consumables, you have the day-to-day. So the issue of budgeting is very crucial. Whatever we do, finance is always a critical factor.
Okay. And tell the audience about your listener base. Roughly how many countries?
Right now we are being listened to almost 50 countries in the world.
Wow.
Yes.
How many years you've been in existence?
Radio Echelon has been in existence now for 5 years.
Mm-hmm. What did you do before getting into radio broadcast?
I come from a very diverse background of electronics, computers, and information technology.
Okay, so you have a meat and potato behind the machine and how these things are run.
That's right.
That is great. And how essential is the technology with respect to radio broadcast?
Oh, crucial. Yeah. Crucial. There are two types of radio broadcasting. You have the terrestrial, which is the quote-unquote commercial side of radio,
right.
That deals with AM and FM, and then you have the digital broadband, which digital broadcasting, which we refer to as DB,
right.
Which is the new child, which is internet streaming, basically.
Right. So how do you effectively relay information to your listeners?
Well, that's what radio is all about. That is the main function of radio.
Right.
We throughout broadcasting, you want to make sure that you are balancing the function of information flow with music.
Right. Now, when you look back at radio, how it was like 30, 40, 50 years ago, the upward mobility that it took compared to today, is it easier to run a radio station? A/B comparison.
Well, yes, because the technology is advanced, very, very advanced. So it is easier, but the challenges remain the same, which is that operating a radio station requires listenership,
right?
So you are trying to attract listeners, and so sponsors,
income stream,
so your income stream, so you are being challenged with the numerous other stations that are out there. So it's like any other business. You have to provide value add, basically.
Yes, well said. Who has impacted you the most in your career and how?
Well, so I've been greatly impacted by a lot of personalities and stations. I have listened to other broadcasters. I've also followed other stations,
right.
So it's an evolving thing. It's very dynamic. That you want to make sure that you are challenging yourself every day to be as good as the people before you.
Okay, incredible. What is your vision, mission statement for Radio Echelon?
Well, interesting. Our mission statement, is we want to provide the best radio station in the world. And this is not just a cliche. We believe that music is life.
Right.
Music is the food for the soul.
Oh.
So our station believes that we should play more music and less talk, but at the same time we want to balance music and information. So the idea of Radio Echelon stemmed from the fact that with the internet, the growth of the internet, we want to be able to provide access to people from remote places all over the world. So you can listen to Radio Echelon wherever you are. All you need to do is tune in www.radioechelon.com, and you'll be able to access us from any nook and cranny all over the world.
Richard, that's quite the illuminating explanation. Can you share any milestones in your career so far?
Yes, many milestones. Like I said, we are 5 years young, and in the 5 years, we've been able to reach a lot of audience in the world. We started out from zero, from a blank deck, and within 5 years, we are being listened to from almost 50 countries all over the world, in almost 6 continents, from Australia to Africa to Europe. Of course, we are based here in Toronto, Canada, and to Asia. We have listeners from India, from Singapore, from all over the world. So it's quite a humbling experience for me.
Yes, sir. What would you say is the most rewarding part of being a DJ / broadcaster?
Well, so like I said earlier, when I was talking about, some of the components of radio, passion is, to me,
Number
the
one.
biggest
Yes,
thing.
I agree.
So with passion comes the the satisfaction of making somebody laugh, making somebody have a good day when we broadcast to people who listen to music or who listen to the information from our station.
Yes.
It gives me great joy when we have feedback from some of these people who say, oh, I haven't heard this song in 20 years, or listen to some of our talk shows and are inspired by some of the information that's being relayed to people out there.
Right. Now, if you're walking down the street one day in spring and summer, Richard, and the young cats walk up to you, say, I heard your station, I like what's going on, how do I get in? What would you tell them?
Well, I would say just like any other business, you have to have, you need to do your research.
Absolutely.
You need to research into whatever venture you want to get into. You need to know a thing or two about that particular area.
Absolutely.
You need to talk to the right people, ask questions, learn, and be a good student,
Yeah.
Last but not least, one has to be able to open yourself to new ideas and embrace whatever the challenges are,
Delightful. Where can fans find you on social media platforms?
We are all over the place. We are on Facebook, Radio Echelon. We are on Instagram, Radio Echelon. We are on TikTok. We are everywhere. We are on YouTube. But mainly we can be reached at www.radioechelon.com.
Anything you would like to say to the fans, friends, family?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to all our fans all over the world. The last 5 years have been monumental, only because of you, you know. So you have made us your number one all over the world. We are very grateful. We say thank you to all of you. Please continue to listen to us at radioechelon.com.
Richard, thank you for your correspondence. I thank you for taking the time to come down to Cool Breeze Studios in Toronto. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your perspective.
Thank you so very much.
Bless you, man. I wish you all the best with Radio Echelon.
The best, man. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, it's Ritchie. I'm here hanging out with my main man, Cool Breeze.
And now, you're locked on to CJRR DB Radio Echelon.